Great way to start a video. I'm trying to set my phone up. Why is it dark in here? Oh my god. My hair is a mess. And if people wonder why videos aren't being made, this is why. Oh my lord. Everything has been horrible lately. And I've been trying to make these positive mood videos and everything. Shit has rolled downhill. Let me tell you right now. Ooh, boy. Anyways. Well, I partly got a Mohawk over here, so we're going to talk about the Mohawk movie. If I can figure out how to set this damn camera up without anything moving over, but of course that's not going to happen. I don't know. I'm not in a good mood right now. Let me go get this can. Oh, aggravation setting in every single day. But let me just put this right here. Maybe this would be better if I just do it like this. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's talk about Mohawk. So I seen, you can't really see my hair. It's too messed up from this view. But anyways, let's talk about Mohawk. I saw this movie on Netflix, you know, and a lot of movies on Netflix, I mean, to be completely honest, I think a lot of people would agree, they don't really stand out. You just kind of gotta go, which one, what do I want to watch? A horror, a action, comedy, what do I want to watch? And you just kind of sift through the movies and everything like that and see which one you want to see. Well, why this one stood out to me, and I was wanting to watch it, and I don't even know where this falls under. I would call this like an action drama. Is that the WWE superstar, Luke Harper, is actually in this movie. I believe his name is, I seen it in the credit, in the opening credits. I believe his name, it's escaping what his name is, but it sounds like a very normal name. I want to say it's like Mike something, or, but the last name is kind of long. It's a very common name and then a long name. You'll know it if you see it. If you go to watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like Sun, I think at the end. Something like that. I can't remember. I don't know what his real name is. But it's when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like a normal name and then like a kind of a longer name with like over 10 letters in his last name. I'm pretty sure that's what his name is. But he's really, let me tell you right now, in this movie, the actors did a pretty good job, okay? For what kind of movie it is, the actors did a really good job. But him, and I think were they called the Redcoats, what he was in with? I think they were the Redcoats, I think. And most of the people in the Redcoats were the best actors in the movie. Because really, they did most of the acting. The other people, which was Oak, who was an Indian, and there was I think a British officer. He was not bad, but kind of over the top sometimes. And the Indian girl, Oak, who is pretty much the main character, which I think when you initially start watching the movie, you understand that this is going to be the main character a little bit into the movie. And I'm not giving anything away. Like I said, when you start watching the movie and you can tell it's mainly, they're focusing on her a lot, you kind of know what something's going to happen. You don't know what, but something's going to happen. But this movie is basically about, if I can get it right, because I was kind of getting lost in the shuffle too, because I thought it would be more current, and I was kind of going in this thinking okay, well, maybe this is supposed to be kind of post-apocalyptic, but it's not. The way I see this movie is it's when it's during the Revolutionary War. Now it said they went to war with the British again. Now I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that it's when they landed in North America and when they started to expand. There could have been a war there. I'm not like, I know history, but I missed something in school that maybe there was another war that I'm not being aware of. I didn't do any research before I did this video, but it seems to be is when they started to expand, and the British knew that the Indians were going to be unhappy with that, so they tried to forge a thing with the Indians, and I think the Americans did too, supposedly, in this movie. And this could have happened in real life. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in real life. But this is where they're all trying to convey the Indians. Well, they're not having any of it. This clan, when the movie starts, they basically start, and I don't know how else you could have started this movie. Probably could have started with the British guy actually meeting this girl and something like that, and kind of doing a little bit before that, because it seemed to be a lot of the battle between them and the Redcoats, pretty much at all. I mean, it was only between like 7 or 8 people during the whole entire movie. I mean, my water is boiling for my pizza noodles, so I'm gonna have to sit here. Sorry for the messiness. The noodles are about to go in, so I have to stay in here. But yeah, the movie is pretty good. I would say that. Do I recommend if you check it out? I don't know, because it's more of a dry, how people say dry humor, or like black comedy, or something like that. This is more of a dry action movie, to where there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of dialogue, and out of nowhere there'll just be an action sequence, and then they'll move on, and there'll be more talking, and then there'll be a little bit of an action sequence, and then they're hiding, and there'll be a little bit more of an action. It's very, very weird when it comes to that. Well, these are ready, so I just gotta pour it in when the water starts boiling. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It was okay. It was okay. And the thing about this movie is, when I watched the review for this movie, it's somewhat, I wasn't sure what to expect. I thought it was going to be a hold on. Pause that thought. Hold that thought. I think I need to have, hold on. I'll get back to you in a second. Okay. Alright. Alright, I'm going to have to turn it on really loud, so you're going to hear something really loud. Alright, so, yeah, I didn't know what to expect from this movie, because I saw the interview with him on Not Sam, which is a wrestling podcast thing, and he had Luke Harper on there talking about this movie. And one, I didn't know Luke Harper was in the movie. So, that kind of took me aback. So, when he was talking about it, I figured, okay, well, they got Luke Harper. He probably got a decent paycheck if WWE, because I think WWE might get a cut of it. Probably how everything works. I don't know how everything works, but I'm assuming they're borrowing a talent from WWE to make a movie, so I'm sure they get at least a percentage of the cut. So it's probably a decent amount of money, and they probably spent a lot of money on him. So I figured it'd be okay. Well, it wasn't a super popular movie, evidently. I heard some rumblings about it, so going into this, I didn't expect it to be that much of a B movie, because it kind of was. It had some production, but for the most part, it went into making the movie look good as an overall. That's what I'm trying to say. But you can tell in the movie that where all the production went to. It didn't really go to the actors, per se. It went to the way it looks. like as a movie. Special effects, it did not go into the special effects. it did not go into paying for the actors, minus Luke Harper. Because none of the other actors I seen anywhere else. Unless I'm missing something. I don't think anybody else seemed popular to me in the movie. But it was kind of, if you're a history buff, you might like this movie. But if you're into history, you might like this movie. But this one is available on Netflix, so you can probably catch this for a while on Netflix. It came on there, I think it came on there a month ago or something. Because I remember it was one of the ones it was in the one of the apps I have that shows when things are coming soon on Netflix. And they don't talk about everything. Sometimes they don't talk about everything. So I think this movie did have some buzz around it a little bit in the underground a little bit. People talking about it when it was coming out. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this movie. Like I said, it's kind of a dry action movie, in my opinion. It was kind of more of a. I don't know how to explain this movie because, like I said, I think there's some history behind it, or it may be some fabricated history. But the beginning of the movie really, it doesn't tell you anything. It starts abruptly with this British guy arguing with these, the Indians, Native Americans, whatever you want to call them. Or as they call them in the movie, Injuns. They immediately start arguing with this British guy that's trying to get them to come help him. Take out, the Americans. And I'm kind of baffled at times because they had, the red coats, and I'm like, I thought the red coats were the British. And I'm like, but they're not talking like British people. They're talking like, colonial folk, back in the day in America. And I'm like, so they have to be from them. Like, they can't be from Britain. So the guy in the white jacket and suspenders kind of thing, I'm almost saying that he is the guy that's supposed to be from Great Britain. And he was trying to, coerce the Indians into, being a part to go up against the Americans, which makes perfect sense because we're trying to take their land, and in history we pretty much did. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this movie. That's kind of what this movie's all about. But that's just a portion of the movie, and then they just pretty much fight throughout the whole entire movie. Would I recommend this movie? This is what I'm going to say. If you like history, you might be interested in this movie, but you might get bored at the same time. I would never watch this movie again. That's saying something. Because there's a lot of movies that if I've seen it, I might watch again. This is probably one of those movies where you watch and you're like, oh, I wish it was just a little bit better. I would watch it again. It does not have the rewatchability factor to me. There's nothing there. It's a one-time watch. That's it. Maybe if a friend wanted to watch it again and I was with them, nowadays it wouldn't be like that. But if I was younger and I had friends and we hung out and stuff like that, maybe I would watch it again. But I don't have that. So I would never watch this kind of movie again. It's not that great. This just wasn't that great of a movie, in my opinion. Would I recommend it? Like I said, if you like history, you may check it out, see if you like it. It's not really... Is there any comedy in it? I don't really... There may have been like 2 scraps of funniness in it. Not very many. It's most... Like I said, it's really just dry. Dry action. It's just... It's an action drama. That's what I would call it. And to me, this main actor chick that was called Oak, she was an Indian, she irritated the crap out of me. Because I kept looking at her, and I'm like, dude, this girl looks like they picked her out of a Hollywood freaking actress group and just painted her up, made her an Indian. You can just tell, just looking at her, you can tell, you know, and it's like, they made sure not to get like a supermodel, because that would have been clearly obvious. It would have been obvious. But it seems to me they kind of got somebody that looked kind of like the girl next door and kind of just paint her up with Indian, makeup. And I'm like, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell she probably hadn't been in too many movies. You can kind of tell that it was probably one of her first 5 gigs. That's just, and she comes off as like that. So if this is not one of her first 5 movies, I couldn't tell. Because to me, she was kind of one of the weak elements in the movie. And her being one of the main characters, that's what kind of just put me aside too. If she would have been probably a better actor, or if the movie would have had a different direction, because there's a lot of walking in this movie. If you don't like movies that have a lot of walking, aimlessly, and a lot of talking, you're not gonna like this movie. It's like I said, if you're a history buff and you get into people talking like they did in colonial days, things like that, you might like it. But yeah, I've talked on for a long time. I don't know why. I guess this movie I kind of was interested in seeing for a long time, and it was kind of a letdown. So I guess that's why I could talk a little bit about it, and what I feel about it. Anyways, the vent's really loud. Hopefully that didn't come across in the video. If it does, I apologize. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this movie if you've seen it. Mohawk. That's what it's called. Just Mohawk. Just the one word. Mohawk. It's on Netflix currently. I don't think it's on anything else right now. I could be wrong. I'm sure you can like rent it like on Vudu or something like that too, and pay the money if you don't have Netflix. But there you go. It's like I said. I would watch it on Netflix, because then you get it for free. You already have Netflix. Don't pay extra money for this. I don't think it's worth it, to be completely honest. But let me know down below if you've seen it. Let me know what you thought. Maybe someone else can maybe I'll watch another review of somebody reviewing it. Maybe they'll shed some light on this movie. Maybe I'll do a update, like in a vlog or something, talking about it. I haven't did vlogs lately, but I need to go back to doing that. But like I said, kind of a longer review, because this movie I kind of thought it was going to be better than what it was. Kind of a little bit disappointed. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. I'll catch you guys later. Keep rocking, and keep on watching Netflix. Oh God, don't look at my hair. Later, guys.